Yeah, we have to go online. Roxana, hi. Bună ziua din nou, îl avem alături de noi pe Sebastian Metz, director general al AHK România, Camera de Comerț româno-germană. Hello, thank you for joining us today.
Hello, Bogdan.
How was 2022 for the German-Romanian relations when it comes to investments? How much Romania attracted from German investors, and how many companies went from Romania to Germany to expand?
Mm-hmm. The German-Romanian economic relations are very tight, and they have increased a lot also in 2022. We can say that we are reaching the 40 billion euros of bilateral trade. That's a lot. Probably by end of this year, the economic trade will increase by 12-13%, maybe a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So let's say the dynamic is there. Yeah? There was a little bit stop in 2020 because of Corona, but even in 2021 we reached pre-Corona levels in terms of trade. And this year definitely we will hopefully reach the 40 billion limit. And then also in terms of investment, the flow, the dynamic is very much is good. We see a lot of newcomers also on the Romanian territory, to Romania, coming to Romania, especially in the field of industrial production and manufacturing. Also, existing German companies are reinvesting and investing in Romania. And also in the field of energy, I think there we will see a lot of dynamic. There is already quite a lot happening here in Romania, but Germany is now preparing for quite huge investment also in the next year in the energy sector, in the renewable energy sector, but also as a technology provider in the field of grids, smart grids, in energy storage, in energy efficiency technology. Germany is a technology leader, let's say, or one of the leaders in the world, and definitely also I see good perspective in the retail area, because Romania, even if there are some risk factors like the high inflation rate, Romania has increasing income, has increasing purchasing power, and there are lots of newcomers who will also enter and who have already entered here in Romania, like Teddy, like Fresnap, for example, and we see also an enlarging investment of the existing investors. So unfortunately, I do have only the figures of investment from 2020 and 2021, sorry. So it increased by roughly 2 billion euros. We have a capital stock right now from approximately 13 billion euros of capital stock. So net, it increased by 2 billion. 1.5, 1.6. The figures are, it depends on the perspective, but there is increasing investments from Romania, from Germany to Romania.
In 2023, can we attract more investments? And do you have any discussions with companies from Germany coming to Romania, or that have Romania on their list?
Yeah,
short list?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that starting by mid of this year, there is a huge interest of German investors wanted to invest in Romania. As I said, in the field of energy, but also especially in the manufacturing area. And yeah, the reason why is quite simple. I would call it diversification. And reorganizing to diversify the risk, reorganizing the supply chain. So this is one of the major motivations, one of the major factors actually for German investors to come to Romania. As an inner European, in a NATO member country, these are, let's say, the best convincing factors for Romania.
Are we going to enter the Schengen area?
I do hope we, AHK, but also all the other business organizations who are in Romania are for it. Also our umbrella organization, the German Confederation of German Chambers of Commerce, DIHK, is in favor for it. Olaf Scholz, also the German government, pronounced this very clearly. So we have to be in Schengen. I say, as a Romanian living in 11 years already here, so we have to be in Schengen, and definitely there are lots of positive effects also for the economic world to be part of the Schengen. Yeah. So I really hope for it, and I hope that we will find a solution actually to overcome these, let's say, political challenges that we are still facing.
Will we be more attractive to investors?
Definitely, definitely. First of all, let's put it the other way. I mean, what kind of signals do we send out if we will not manage this accession to the Schengen border, to the Schengen community? Yeah. So a divided European countries, this is the wrong signal at this time. Yeah. So also for the Romanian location, it is a signal, once again, a signal of maturity. It's a signal of trust. It's a signal of progress, economic progress, and it's a signal of opportunities. Yeah, opportunities to make business, even more business here in Romania.
And for example, this year we have one big investment, a German investment in Oradea, Stihl, 125 million euros, big investment, and in a product, not components, but you have new products with Made in Romania sign on them. Have we reached the next level, not to make only components but finished goods?
Definitely. I would say the next level has already taken place in Romania, not only components but finished products. The next level is R&D activities in Romania. Mm-hmm. So Romania is so attractive to German companies that they are continuously building up new R&D centers, especially in the automotive area. Yeah? So this is the next level for Romania to increase the value addition in this country. And Romania has this potential. So it has managed this transformation process from the working bench perspective, working bench activities, to more value-added activities like the R&D, but also finishing goods. But I would say the big advantage is that Romania can attract also R&D activities from German companies. So this is very important.
Mm-hmm. And as we speak in Brașov, the deal company, Deal Controls, is opening a new facility.
Yeah. So you can see
40 million euros.
40 million euros. Sennheiser is investing also, I think, in Brașov. But if you look also at the companies who are already here, like the automotive companies, a very renowned one, Bosch, Conti, Schaeffler, and Dreichselmeier. Dreichselmeier invested 200 million in a transformation of its plant in Timișoara. So it's a 200 million investment in the battery business. And this is only possible. You cannot do this with every country. Yeah, to transform existing activities into new level activities. But Romania has this potential, yeah, and this is very satisfying. And this is also a kind of Ritterschlag, we say it. So that means getting to the next level of activities. Yeah, so it's very important. Yeah.
Are we going to see more investments being relocated to Romania? For example, Nokian sold its plant in Russia. Now plans to invest in Romania. Could we see more these kinds of relocations?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is what I said: diversifying the risks. Yeah. It is not a secret that there is a certain reanalysis of the supply chain. We see it due to the Russian conflict and Russian aggression in the Ukraine, that these political risks, let's say geopolitical risks, are taken really into consideration according to the supply chain management. So now also there is a reorganization of the supply chain when it comes to the investments in Asia. Yeah, so we definitely this reshoring, nearshoring, friendshoring. It is an existing dynamic. Yeah, so and Romania is benefiting quite clearly from this reorganization of the supply chain, because Romania has a potential as a best cost location, I would call it. As I said, it's a European member, NATO member, has an industrial heritage, has industrial activities, and it has also at least the chance, the opportunity to turn also its potential in the energy area into opportunities in industrial activities and maintaining the industrial activities.
When we had an event a few weeks back, Christian von Albisfeld, country head continental for Romania, was upset because the energy prices in Romania soared.
Definitely. I mean, this is everybody is upset right now about the energy prices. Yeah. Let's see how will be the reaction from the business environment to the new legal framework with this new support for the business. There is already half is already published, but we need to really look into the details. For example, it's already good that we have a limit of 450 lei per megawatt, but for example, we do not know exactly who is benefiting from this capping, and how much energy will be sold from Opcom to the distribution firms at this price. But it's already a substantial and good contribution in order to reduce the cost of energy. But nevertheless, it is a very difficult time, because we are competing. I'm saying this as not we in Romania, but the European economies are competing heavily with other economic regions in the world in terms of energy prices. And what we see right now in Germany is a relocation of industrial activities, especially those who are very energy intensive, to locations which offer a better energy prices. So there will be a reshape. And I hope, once again, that Romania will take its opportunity, its energy resources which are available for this country, in order to play these cards to reduce the energy price level here, especially in Romania, to keep industrial activities in the country and not be under a dynamic that industrial activities are decreasing here in this country. We see it already that in the chemical area activities, some has reduced in certain domains and certain energy intensive activities their production level, and they are now becoming a trader. So this is what will happen if the energy price level will maintain at this level. And we have two options. One way is actually trying to reduce the energy as fast and as substantial as possible, and to shape this transition path. Yeah, because if the energy level will be at a certain price level, we have to accept this at a certain degree. We have to accept this new reality, and we have to focus what other balancing effects, whatever balancing economic resources we can activate accordingly. Yeah? So this is a very critical, very important job that we have to do as policymaker, but also as businessman. Yeah. But nevertheless, Romania has energy resources in the conventional area, in the gas area, in the even in the oil area, but it has a huge potential in the renewable energy area, and we have to concentrate now in order to exploit these resources. So we have to install massively renewable energy, especially renewable energy, because they are more, they are greener, let's say, yeah. This is something that we have to focus on. And another very important subject is energy efficiency. There are huge steps to be made here in Romania in terms of energy efficiency in the industry, in the residential, in the building area, but also in the infrastructure area, in the energy producing units. There are huge potential of energy efficiency, and we have to exploit these areas a lot in the coming days, I would say, in order to be in order to reduce the price level in the energy area.
Are solar panels mandatory now?
Depends. It depends on where. We see that cities are investing in solar panels. We see that companies are investing on the roof in solar panels. But I would not say it's mandatory, but it's mandatory to think about which investments make sense, and because sometimes on the existing buildings you cannot build on solar panels because the roof structure is not solid enough. Yeah, but you have to think about existing technologies. You can invest in geothermy. You can invest in solar panels. You can also invest in wind. So I would leave it to the companies to decide which investment is a best one. But we have to invest hugely in this area, in building up new capacities.
Are we going to see gas only being used in industry in the future? I'm asking you because, for example, when it comes to residential, we have the new NZEB standard, so near zero emission buildings. I can build for myself a house very well isolated. I can have solar panels, I can have heating from heat pumps, electric, and drive an electric car that I can fuel using the energy from the solar panel. So I can almost be independent energetically. Yeah. And should the gas be used then only for industry? Because there are some parts in industry that really need gas.
I think in the end, yes, there are some processes which cannot be substituted. For example, you need also sometimes gas for not only for heating but also for substrating chemicals and other things out of the gas. Yeah. So there will be also gas used in the industry. Yeah. For heating, I would say gas is mandatory in terms of in a certain transition period. Yeah. So we cannot build in such a short period enough renewable energy installation. So we have to rely on gas as a transition energy form. Yeah. So and we have a huge problem also with the renewable energy in terms of storage. Yeah. So renewable energies during the day, during windy days, yeah, it can provide a lot of energy. But what are we doing in the meantime when there is not enough? Yeah, you have to rely. In Romania, will rely definitely also on nuclear, but even this is not enough. So gas will be for the base load still for quite a long time an energy which we cannot substitute. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But nevertheless, we have to lay down the foundation now, yeah, and it should be a green one, because also the energy, the gas is still CO2 energy form, yeah, and sooner or later it must be substituted, yeah. But we need it at this time, and we need it also for the transition time.
Mm-hmm. What will happen with the economic relations of Europe? For example, now we saw what happened now if we are dependent on gas from Russia. But I see that also many big investments, European investment in China. Okay, China it's okay right now, but will it be in the future? And we have huge European investments in China, so they are dependent on China. We have Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes-Benz, and BASF. They account for a third of European investments in China. It's a big volume.
Yeah, I would say the investment of German companies in China, although I'm not an expert in this. I'm an expert in the Romanian-German bilateral economic relation. But the investment of German companies in China will increase. Because these investments will primarily supply the Chinese market. Yeah? But in certain areas and to a certain degree, due to rising political risk and to diversify the portfolio of investments of companies, there is a certain decoupling which is happening right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this decoupling will lead us, I would say, to more investments in Europe, and Romania will benefit from this. And it will also lead to certain increasing investments in China, because you cannot totally go out of the Chinese market. So the companies are right now in positioning themselves on two legs, on two legs. So this is what is happening right now, and it will lead also. This dynamic will lead also to higher prices, because we will not, as a consumer, we will not benefit from this very price decreasing effects of globalization. Yeah, because the risk of not having a diversified portfolio, this risk will. To avoid this risk, to decrease this risk, will lead to higher prices for the European consumers.
I was curious because, for example, I'll give you an example in the car business, in the car industry in Europe. I was in October at the Paris Motor Show, and at the big Paris Motor Show, there were only French companies, Chinese and Vietnamese car companies. So no German companies. Mercedes-Benz had an event in Paris the same day as the motor show, but they did not come to the Paris Motor Show. That was a strong signal. So the French and the German can't hold it together at a motor show. I was a bit disappointed not to see any German companies at the first motor show in Paris after the pandemic, but many Chinese with good cars, very good prices, good range, good batteries. From the specification, I did not drive any of them, but from the specifications and numbers, they were okay. And I was curious how we as Europeans can remain competitive on a market that is changing so fast, like the car industry.
It is quite a very big competition. Yeah, I do not know why no German company was on the Paris Motor Show. I do not know. Maybe there was, but I do not know about what is happening over there. Maybe also some internal policy lead to this constellation.
Of course, yeah.
Competition for the European producers are increasing. It's not a secret. It's already in the media that the Chinese manufacturer will increase their competition, their presence on the European markets. So definitely this is something that will happen here in Europe. I would say that Romania, especially the Romanian producer Dacia, is quite well positioned, and also Ford. They seem to have a quite good portfolio of products. And the German car producers, at least Mercedes and BMW, they are focusing on another level, let's say. Yeah. So, but it will be a very competitive situation here in Europe in this regard. Yeah.
What are the plans of AHK Romania for 2023?
It's a news maybe for you. We will put the next year under the motto, under the objective, strengthening partnerships. I talked about decoupling. I talked about rising of geopolitical risks, of conflicts. Also, let's say, division in the international community, let's say, and as a trading organization, let's say, who is fighting for globalization, for international networks, of international business, we think that everyone's focus should be on strengthening the partnerships. Yeah? So let's reunite, let's strengthen the partnerships, let's talk about partnerships, and let's try to intensify the partnerships and not go into division, into building up barriers. So this would be our focus time. And as you may know, AHK Romania is also responsible for the Republic of Moldova. And definitely we want to strengthen the partnerships between Romania and Moldova, Republic of Moldova, and Germany. Yeah? So that's our next focus. So let's highlight, let's focus everyone's activities on how we can increase, how we can strengthen our partnerships on an international level in order to decrease decoupling effects, in order to decrease the barriers that we are right now building up.
I understand. Let's hope we will attract more investors. And talking about investments, I saw that in the last 2 years, 1 year, we have new schools, new German schools, especially in Bucharest and in Romania overall, that teach in German, and German is becoming more and more popular.
That's for me a good sign, actually. But I would say, first of all, I have to congratulate the Romanians actually for their interest in learning foreign languages. Yeah, so Romanians are very keen, are very interested to learn foreign languages, and that's an attitude which is creating this openness, this welcoming atmosphere actually for other languages to be to be taught here in Romania. Yeah, and I would say that's a good sign. And to learn a foreign language is definitely one of the most important things in order to intensify also the economic relation between Romania and Germany. So I salute this initiative and I'm very grateful for the Romanians' interest in learning, especially German language, which is also quite a very difficult language.
Yeah, yes, it is. Okay, thank you very much for your interview and for answering my questions.
Thank you, Bogdan.
Vă mulțumesc că ne-ați urmărit și vă doresc o zi bună în continuare. La revedere!
Știu ce spun.
O rachetă de fabricație rusească a căzut în Polonia.
Au sărit repede să mergem la bătaie. Mă sperie, Tamara.
Știu ce te interesează.
Clotilde Armand sare în ajutorul cetățenilor și le promite câte 1000 de lei ajutor antifrig.
Clotilde iese bine, într-adevăr, dar doar ea.
Decât să dârde la iarnă, da, mi se pare o variantă.
Știu cum să te fac curios. Filmulețe cu Hagi îi întâmpină pe toți care merg la mondiale.
Ai crede tu că fotbalul poate să strălucească într-o România atât de săracă?
Știu cum să te emoționezi.
Teatrul viselor se poate dovedi și un coșmar pe care l-a trăit Cristiano Ronaldo.
That I felt betrayed.
Lucrurile se întorc împotriva lui.
Știu să conving. Magia Antold ajunge pentru prima dată la București și a băgat în bugetul Clujului vreo 60 de milioane de euro numai anul ăsta. Îți prisosesc banii ăștia sau nu înțeleg? De ce nu vrei să vină turiști și la București?
Știu să câștig.
Arbitraj VAR.
Mă trimiți înapoi.
Știu, deci știi.